the teaser trailer for Clayface. It dropped. It's just a touch more than a minute long. And I can say, after having seen it, I am thoroughly horrified. So, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
That was a little bit creepier than I expected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Much.
We talked about it today, but I did not think. First of all, I didn't think Clayface is a creepy, scary monster. Okay, let's get that out of the way. We can all agree with that, so that's not the surprising part.
True.
Just like and again, it's body horror, but again, I guess I'm just so used to
That's a phrase I never really wanted to know what it meant.
Yeah.
Well,
and I'm of the mindset, like, just let him go from human to monster. I really don't care about the middle ground. And this feels like it's going to stick in the middle ground for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole thing...
how did we get to the monster?
That whole face wipe thing...
Yep.
That will haunt me in my dreams. That was horrifying.
There wasn't a single second of that trailer that I enjoyed. And that's not hyperbolic. Now, to be clear, I am not seeking to dunk on it and say this is trash. No, it's just not my cup of tea. I'm not a horror movie guy. I don't enjoy the horror genre.
Neither one of us are.
No, I don't enjoy, like, gore in general in movies. Okay, there's a difference between, like, cinematic violence and just straight up gore. Ugh, just can't do that. And this trailer, somehow, someone could push back and say it wasn't gory, but boy, it got really close to combining the gore and the horror in a trailer that apparently is suitable for all audiences. Like, it was wild. Like, the torture aspect that we saw, like, where he's getting, I don't even like talking about it. It was, what a messy trailer. And here's the thing. I bring all that up to just say this. People loved it.
Yeah.
The overwhelming sentiment online is positive. So clearly there's a market for this movie.
Yeah, if you like horror.
I'm not it, but it's going to appeal to a lot of people. It's going to make a ton of bank by all early indications with how enthusiastic the response has been. Okay, then.
My favorite clip from that whole thing is literally the shadow of the Clay Club just smoking somebody. He's like, oh, that's cool. I did not care about anything else.
Yes. And this brought back a memory that I didn't want to have rekindled. I remember being, like, I think in maybe a dentist's office as a youth, and it's the Batman animated series. And it wasn't even my dentist appointment, okay? It was like my mom's or dad's, and I went with them. I'm sitting in the waiting room, and they have, this is like back in the day where you only have a handful of channels, okay, the Stone Ages, and they have the Batman animated series playing in the kids' play and or waiting area. One would think a Batman show would be safe content for a kid. Here's the thing. The Batman animated series didn't mess around. There's a reason it has legs still today. It's because it didn't necessarily target the youthful audience. This particular episode, and the whole reason I'm bringing this up, was the Clayface origin episode.
Is highly regarded episode. Like, that's one of the top 10 episodes.
And again, it falls in the same category of this trailer. It's effective, and it's creepy as snot, especially to my little, I don't even know how old I would have been at the time, 9, 10, that they're literally torturing him, like pouring the chemical all over his face, and it's showing a good portion of this torture. It's like, what am I watching here? Almost ruined Batman for me. Didn't, because then Batman shows up and beats Clayface. So it's like, okay, we're fine. We're fine.
Suck it.
But that segues into this point. I'm not sure we're getting Batman swooping in to beat up Clayface. I think we're getting a Batman-less Clayface. How is that possible?
Yeah, and that's my issue, I think. As soon as you and I see the Bat logo come in, we'll probably go force ourselves to watch this movie, maybe. We'll just have to sit next to each other and hold our hands.
Oh, boy. It's the only way I can get through it.
But I would have rather enjoyed Batman trying to, the whole focus being him trying to save Matt from the monster and then realizing, oh, it's too late.
Yep.
But this, where, I don't know, I feel like they're just focusing on the toughest part of the whole thing, and that is the transformation portion. Like, oof.
Yeah. So, listen, there's a market for the movie. People are going to go see it. It feels very similar to when the the Joker movie starring Joaquin Phoenix came out several years ago, right? I mean, that was like, what, 2018, 2019? So it's been a piece. But again, that was no, there's no Batman in this movie. It's R-rated. It's going to be a hard R.
And guess what? I haven't seen those movies either.
Same. And I remember every person that I spoke to, and it wasn't a lot, but the handful that I talked to that did see the movie all said, yeah, it's really good. Not sure I'd go see it again because of how just twisted it is and was. But I feel like this movie, like if I were to go see it, I feel like it'd be really similar to watching the Penguin show. Yeah. I went, man, it was really well made. I don't want to watch that again because it left me feeling like I needed 2 showers, but I could appreciate the craftsmanship and the effectiveness of the storytelling. So I don't know what, like, there's so many possible takeaways here. Maybe one of the more significant is James Gunn as the gatekeeper of the DCU allowing this, and not even allowing, that's almost too passive of a word. Fully on board with this movie getting produced and put out to the general public well before fill in the blank for any number of other DC characters that are vastly more significant than Clayface.
Yeah. He said that was one of the best scripts he's ever read in his life. So nod to the writer, and I know the directors. From what I understand, one of my buddies was talking to me about how, like, that's one of his favorite horror directors is this guy.
Sure.
So you know it's going to be good.
Watkins.
Yes. But I think why I haven't gone and seen The Joker and why I won't go see this if Batman's not in it, I think it's really hard, and you can even make the argument with the Penguin too. Right. It's hard when you don't have a hero to save the day because, you know, shit's just going to hit the fan and keep hitting the fan and hitting the fan. Yeah. And there's nobody that's going to fix it, which, I mean, I understand sometimes in life things hit the fan, but you're telling me we have no hope whatsoever? I think the Penguin, you have a little bit of a relief with who he was up against. Yes. Because she, in a way, is kind of the hero.
Right.
Like, she was wronged horribly.
Right.
And then ends up taking the fall for it all. But the Joker, was there a hero in that movie?
Nope.
And for Clayface, you know there's not, unless Batman comes in at the tail end and stops him. Yeah. So for me, like, that's kind of like half the point of a superhero, supervillain movie where it's like, okay, if you're going to have the villain be the main character here, I want to see them go up against a even worse guy.
Well, and it's different than like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Right? That was a genre that, I mean, we could dive in and we won't go too far down that rabbit hole, but that's a much more well-tread genre to just flat out have villain as the protagonist character, right? They're not even presenting him in this necessarily, oh, you're rooting against the character kind of way. It's a weird space for me to try and exist in as an audience member, because you're absolutely right. With the Penguin show, you go from, and it reminded me a lot of the Breaking Bad viewing experience, where you go from initially rooting for, in the Penguin show, Oz, to going, really would be okay if he loses. Actually, let's see him lose, right? Which is very similar to Walter White and his progression in the Breaking Bad show. So it's just just awkward.
But the thing with Walter White, I haven't seen Breaking Bad, but I know that there is good people going after him. Right. So exactly in the end, he is going to get his comeuppance.
Right. Yeah. One thing that, as I was prepping for the pod, that stuck out to me, and I do enjoy these kind of little nuggets, okay? So you mentioned the Clayface movie director, James Watkins. I'm intrigued anytime I don't know if we can call it a blockbuster or not, but a major studio is putting a major movie out there with a lead that none of us know, right? So Tom Rhys-Harries is playing the part of Matt Hagen. Tom Rhys-Harries got his more popular break in the Netflix show White Lines. Haven't seen it, okay? Where I'm going with this is he starred in that show alongside Laura Haddock, Who's Laura Haddock, you may ask? Laura Haddock played Peter Quill's mom in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, directed by a guy named James Gunn. Never heard of him. And so just those little connective dots of how do we get to this Tom Reese guy? It's like fascinating, right? Okay, so there's some connective tissue there. And it just, I enjoy it for maybe the primary reason of it just grounds the movie making process to me. Like it feels like this ethereal, just otherworldly entity. It's like it just comes down to people knowing other people and enjoying working with other people, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised at all to have, Lauren and James. It's just these conversations that takes place, right? Hey, I worked with this guy. You should at least watch the tape. You watch the tape and you go, this guy's really good. Have I got a role for you? I mean, that's what so much of getting at least that initial break comes down to. And then once you're in that ridiculous stratosphere where you're Paul Rudd, who we'll get to later, it's just, hey, Paul, let's do it.
I just love how you just took a positive spin on everything after that horror.
I had to. I had to find some kind.
I was like, I think he's grasping for straws somewhere. But you know what? You did it.
I landed there.
You did.
There was turbulence.
It was a good move. I understand. I just as
like,
a passenger,
where are we going with this? You're like,
I'm watching, and I'm like, okay,
is the landing gear going to come out, or are we going to do a hard landing here?
As the co-pilot, I'm like, yeah, here we go.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. And our gal Laura Haddock starred as Vivian Wembley in Transformers: The Last Night. Not at all a James Gunn thing, but she's been in a Transformers movie. Not only has she been Meredith Quill, but she's been in one of the Transformers movies.
You know what? I just watched that movie. Could not pinpoint where she was at in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you.
Perfectly fine. Yeah. So there you go. There's the little contextual connective tissue I was able to drum up here.
Hey, I'll be curious to see if this is like before Creature Commandos, because we did have Clayface in that show. So we are getting a lot of Clayface.
Wow.
Which is, again, we went from zero Clayface whatsoever to now only Clayface, which talk about a turnaround for him. But that's great.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious to see where that lines up. And yeah, again, we all just want to see where it goes with Batman. That's all we want. We just want to know where Batman is.
Yep.
It's all.
This is just such a bizarre world that we're living in, that we're getting a Clayface movie that is part of the proper DCU, but we're about to get a second Batman movie that isn't. Yeah. That's in the Elseworlds realm.
Just
bizarre,
whole
man.
Villain movies that we've gotten over the years.
Yes.
Clayface is the equivalent of us getting a Kraven the Hunter movie.
Yes.
The only thing is that there is actual love and care going into Clayface when there was nothing going with Kraven.
Nope.
So but that is about the same level of I'll say C-tier villains for their respective heroes.
Yeah, very specifically in the silo of, in the case of Kraven, Spider-Man, in the case of Clayface, Batman. Very little to no crossover into other heroes' realms.
Which, not a knock to either one of those, because they are some
of
my favorite villains for those characters that just don't, they're underutilized.
Yep.
And it's just crazy to have the underutilized guys get a full-length movie.
What a come up.
It is. It's true.
Yeah.
So, we're here.
It's wild. And the movie comes out October 23rd, 2026. So in that Halloween realm. So good for all of you that's your favorite holiday.
I'll never understand that.
No, but we won't know. My point there is we won't know until after the movies come out. What the overall impact has been and potentially will be.
But good for the horror fans.
Yep.
That's a win for you guys.
Good for you people that like that kind of
stuff. We'll
stuff.
be here. We're not going to fall on that sword.
No, we will high-five you on the way.
Yes.
And not go with you.
Unless there's Batman, and then we will drag ourselves. Maybe we just sleep through until we find the Batman parts.
Interesting. Yeah.
Or we just wait till it comes to streaming, and then we just are like, okay, where is Batman?
I'm
That's
so scared.
all we care about.
I'm so scared. Oh my gosh.